Welcome back to the Lumiose Post, where we talk about all things Pokemon, and today we're going to be talking about the Scarlet and Violet Paldea theories, whichever one you want to do, Scarlet and Violet theories or Paldea theories, that I have seen and been like, wow, that's really good. I really like that theory. So first, we're going to begin with one of my favorites, and that is that Gita is evil. I have long suspected Gita was evil. Since the moment I laid eyes on her, I knew that she was lying about things. I don't know what things, but she ain't telling the truth. There's so much merit to this theory. You know, the fact that she, is very robotic in the way she talks and stuff, which for the record does not immediately mean that she's an AI, but I think coupled with other things like AI being a big theme of the game, as well as her partner being Glamora, which would allow her to be an AI that could potentially work outside of Area Zero, unlike Sada and Toro's AIs. There's all kinds of things. I've previously covered this theory and talked about my perspective on it. Really good friend of mine, Cayla's Capsule, has also done a video on this theory. It's been one that many people are thinking about and have kind of touched on because it's sketchy, man. She's sketchy. That's all I'm saying. I mean, she ain't who she says she is. I don't know the extent of how evil I necessarily think she is. Maybe she isn't like, I want to end the world evil, but I definitely think that there could be a chance that she is like an AI in disguise who just wanted to be a trainer, so she's never told anybody she's an AI because she thought like, maybe people would tell her, well, you can't be a trainer then, you're an AI, you can't be our champion, you can't, run a business and all this. But I don't know. The fact that it's an AI hiding behind the mask of a human, in my opinion, does immediately give me Skynet vibes and make me go, okay, yeah, no, she wants to end the world. But maybe it's not that serious. Maybe she is a good person who's just lying about some things. I don't know. It definitely really sketchy, though. And I do think that we will see more to this character in the Scarlet and Violet DLC, specifically in the Indigo Disc. I think that she'll play a big role with Terapagos. That's a big hope of mine, and it really is a big thought of mine. Now, one thing that I saw a lot of people pick up on was when we got our first big Scarlet and Violet trailer, which was way back in June of 2022, we met Director Clavel. I think it was that trailer that we got introduced to Clavel. Maybe it was the August trailer. But either way, when we saw Clavel, everybody went, oh, that dude's evil. Like, he's totally evil. And turns out he's actually not evil. It was, the professors were the bad guys of the game. They weren't even really the professors. They were the AIs. And they weren't even really bad. They just were taken control of by the professors. So the professors really were the bad guys. But those weren't the professors you saw when you saw the professors. So, holy cow, that's confusing. But the point is, Clavel, we all thought he was evil. Turns out he wasn't. Now, he was, trying to do the whole, hello there, fellow kids, how you doing? He was trying to do that whole thing. That was weird. But all of that aside, he is indeed a good guy. Or so it seems. Espy Juju covers a theory that perhaps the Academy, and so by default, possibly Clavel, is evil and was kind of pulling some nefarious strings, not only in recent years, but perhaps dating all the way back to the first expedition into Area Zero, led by Heath. I love this theory, and I love that it kind of captures our initial reaction to, oh no, this Academy's evil, and their headmaster's evil, and it, draws away that could still be the case. So yeah, by the way, all of these, Cayla's video, Espy's video, and more that we're going to talk about, will be linked in the description, as well as they should be appearing on screen when I'm talking about them. So, be sure to check out their full theories, because obviously I'm just giving you the cliff notes here, so that you will go watch their videos, because I don't want to spoil the whole video and then tell you to go watch it. What's the point of that? But yeah, moving into the next one, we have, this is kind of more speculative and less theorizing, but I do think it definitely fits in with all these, because it is theorizing to an extent, and that is the Terramax theory provided by Professor Kauri. So This was, first off, the animation in this video is freaking wild. And I love Professor Kauri, really good friend of mine. He actually did the logo for Hidden Power Podcast, which is my podcast that I share with Dusty Go-Go and Soul Silver Art. But all that aside, you know, throwing nepotism out the window here, this genuinely, the animation, the editing in this video is insane, especially for, you know, one of his first, if not his first, I don't think it was his first, but it was one of his first videos he had ever done, and I mean, I have a loss for words. Go watch this just to see it. But basically, Kauri talks about the idea that we all kind of have been thinking about, that there could be a special terrestrial form for specific Pokemon. So the Gigantamax to Terrestrial's Dynamax. He dubs this form Terramax, and he provides art of what he imagines these could look like, descriptions of how these work. He kind of goes into the theory of why these could exist, how these could exist. It's a really great video. It's a really fun theory video. I feel like people just talk about, hey, I like the idea of terraforms. These are the Pokemon that I want to get them. But Kauri goes above and beyond in explaining why that Pokemon gets them, why this terraform works in this world, you know, how exactly it works. And even because he is an artist, designs these Teramax forms himself and shows, of course, these forms as he imagines them. Really great video. Highly recommend you check it out. Again, it's a little more speculative than it is like theorizing. I feel like with theories, we take, you know, things from the game and use it as evidence to say this is the case, you know, and this is more, hey, I think this is something we could see. But the thought and analysis put into why he thinks we could see this and why these things would work in this world would classify it as a theory for me. It's really, really good. But yeah, again, be sure to check that one out. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about one that is a bunch of theories in one giant discussion, probably the biggest discussion that Scarlet and Violet has prompted from the theory community, and that is, are Paradox Pokemon imagined or real? So the whole thing with Paradox Pokemon is that in the games, Professor Turo or Sada directly states these are descendants of modern day Pokemon for the future Paradoxes, or they'll say these are ancestors to the present day Pokemon if you're playing Scarlet and seeing the past Paradoxes. But both stories don't add up, because Heath saw these Paradox Pokemon in Area Zero, and the whole thing is, how was he able to see these if they weren't made until, you know, almost 100 years later by Sada and Turo's time machine? How did he see a past Pokemon or a future Pokemon before the time machine was ever made? This is obviously where they're getting their name, the Paradox Pokemon. Literally, Paradox is just, you know, what a Paradox is it's two docks beside each other. I'm sorry, I have to make that joke every time. I'm so sorry. A paradox is basically something that kind of shouldn't happen, and, you know, it's all timey-wimey stuff. You know, like if I went back and killed my dad as an infant, would I exist? You know, that's kind of a paradox, because if I killed him as an infant, well, then he's never grows up to eventually meet my mother and, you know, have me. But also, if I kill him and he can't have me later in life, then how am I able to go back in time to kill him? You know, it's, again, timey-wimey stuff. That's what a paradox is, and that's exactly what it is with these Paradox Pokemon. But there's been many theories performed, I guess would be the word, proposed about these Paradox Pokemon and why people think that they will play, like what kind of role they think they'll play in DLC and what explanation we'll get in DLC. Many people believe that Terapagos has created these Pokemon from Heath's, Sada's, and Turo's imaginations, and many people think, nope, they're just true ancestors or descendants. I've made a video explaining why I believe they're true ancestors and descendants. I keep wanting to say defendants. That's not the word, descendants. But there have been other theories proposed, like this one by Espy and Birdkeeper Toby, that kind of almost makes both true and still holds true to the name Paradoxes. It's definitely my favorite explanation. It is a lot to take in, so make sure your mind is clear and you are in a position to learn before watching this one, because again, it is timey-wimey and really crazy, but it is very, very good if you can, you know, sit down and take it all in, give it your undivided attention. But I love that theory. I think it's very good. I'm now at the point where I don't even know what these things are, because Walking Wake just made me go like, okay, this can't be Suicune, right? Like, I'm so confused. But either way, hopefully we'll get an answer to this question in DLC. Be sure to let me know what you think about this one. Do you think Pokemon, Paradox Pokemon are imagined, or do you think they're really ancestors or descendants of present-day Pokemon? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to also show some love to all these fantastic creators and their videos. They are all linked in the description below. So again, go over there, watch their videos, give them a like, give them a sub. They all deserve it. Really great creators that we've got in that list. But yeah, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to this channel, because we'll be covering all kinds of theories ourselves. We do theory videos here, and we also do talk about many aspects of the Pokemon franchise and Pokemon lore. All those fun things here. You don't want to miss that, so like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And until next time, I'll see all of you later.